Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's not Thursday yet, but it might be by the time you see, or probably will be by the time you see this. You can find me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Tell me your stories. I like to hear them. The beer I've got for you today is Blackberry Sorbet from Austin Brothers Brewing Company out of Alpena. It says on here that it's a sour ale with mango and sea salt, and I'm going to doubt that it has no blackberries in it, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to have blackberries in it. It should be sour and blackberry-y and dark because of the blackberries, and pretty much delicious. So, I mean, that's my hope. Let's see how that works out. Get this guy opened up and into a glass. This beer is pink. I'm not opposed to pink beers. Actually, one of my favorite pink beers was, oh shoot, who does number 9? The one that tastes like apricots. Magic Hat. Magic Hat had a beet one, a beet beer that was about that color. It was delicious and pink, and it was amazing. I liked it a lot. Earthy. It was very different from what I was expecting from a beer. So it's very pink, not as dark as I was thinking it was going to be. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit darker. And I'm going to tell you the truth. This is a new beer, but also not a new beer because I've had this before, but I didn't check it in on anything. So I know what's going on. It's different. Let's see what it's like. It's sour. Not like a citrus sour, but I mean, obviously, if it's not a citrus sour, it's probably more of a vinegar sour. But a sweet vinegar sour, if that helps. But not like bread and butter pickles, more like not dill pickles. If that helps at all, probably not at all. But if you were to pickle, like, say, a blackberry, that's what it would taste like. These sours that are supposed to be milky and whatnot, I don't know, they never taste enough like a milkshake to me, or feel enough like a milkshake to me. This one's not bad. It's actually really good. It's delicious. It's like drinking juice, if that juice has been fermented a little bit. Does this remind me of a beer? I was going to say a Blackberry IPA from Perrin, which was one of the first beers that I had from them. And I was like, this is great, because it's a great beer. If you ever get a chance to have that, definitely check that one out. Not quite like this. That one was more of a bitter with the sweetness of the blackberry on the back. This is sweetness of the blackberry right up front. Actually, I had some Pog beer, passion fruit, orange, and guava beer that I don't remember what it was, but this reminds me a lot more of that than it does the Blackberry IPA. You can probably look back. I probably should have looked back, but I didn't remember exactly what this looked like or what this tasted like because I had this a week ago. I think it was after a really super rough night at work. There was a point in time where all of the credit card transactions at the store went down, and people were being charged multiple times for their pickup orders at work, and I got to be in charge of the store that night. And I decided that I needed something when I got home. to make the day better. And it did. This is really good, and I remember that being a good end to the night. What else does this remind me of? I've been thinking a lot about being in college, because most of my good stories are from then. A lot about my hunting cabin and college. There were a few times where we had some college parties at my hunting cabin. I mean, it's a distance, 35-40 minutes from Mount Pleasant to Edenville, where the cottage is, or where the cabin is. I don't really know what to call that, because there's two gigantic rooms, really, and 2 bathrooms, which is nice. But if you get a bunch of dudes there, I mean, it's been fun every single time. Most of the women that have been there have been like, this is a guy place. Because, well, it's a guy place. Guys get it and they like it. I mean, I had my fraternity up there. Now, Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia is a very large fraternity. And my fraternity, I pledged, and I had a little and everything. The solarium's back there. But also, it's one of the largest black fraternities in the nation, and also one of the largest gay fraternities in the nation. There were definitely gay dudes that went to this party. And was it a party, or was it... We did a team building kind of thing earlier in the day, but at the end of the day, it was definitely a party. That everybody was invited to, but nobody had to stay for. Because there was definitely drinking, and you didn't have to drink if you didn't want to, for sure. Especially since we were out in the middle of the woods and nobody really knew how to get back. But yeah, it was a really good time. Bonfire around in the back. A hike at like 12:30 at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. That might have actually been a lot later than that, come to think of it, because I seem to remember the sun coming up while we were out there, or it looking like that. That could have also just been Midland in the distance. But I seem to remember, I mean, I had been drinking a lot, and there were a few of us that decided to take a walk. Very well-defined trails there, not just deer trails, but like actually trails you can drive on, and those were the ones we were walking on. And then you get back to the power line, and there's a very straight shot east and west that's been cleared because there are power lines there, like big ones. Which is really good for hunting. But yeah. And for looking at sunsets and sunrises. Better for sunrises, though, because of where it is. It's kind of up on a hill compared to the eastern horizon. So, better sunrises than sunsets there. I've definitely seen quite a few sunrises there because it's a very nice place to hunt. And the cabin's amazing. My dad's uncles built it a long time ago, early 50s. There's a griddle there that had been decommissioned by the Park Service when they got it. And they got it almost 70 years ago. There's been a lot of bacon cooked on that griddle. A lot of bacon. A lot of bacon. And venison too, but because, 60, 70 years of venison, and then another probably 30 years of bacon cooked on it. Well, plus bacon when the venison's cooked on it too. So it's a very well seasoned griddle. All right, I have a quote for you. This one's from Walt Whitman. He said, "It is a beautiful truth that all men contain something of the artist in them." Create your art. I've got a feeling that he's not just talking about men, but also mankind. So if you're a woman of the female persuasion, can you go with that? Make your art. There's something of the artist in you, everybody. Get what you're thinking out there. It's fun and makes you feel better. Don't forget, you can find me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at TubaJake_69. Catch me next time when you got time for a beer.